Yo, as always, you know what time it is, man. We're back like we never left. Miss y'all. Make sure you go check out all the other content on my page. Subscribe it. It's Marcel Griffin. And you already know, man. This is Wealthy Sibling. We're here to do what? Change our family's money story, right? We are the ones who chose to be our family's wealthy sibling, a wealthy relative. And we talk about the journey. We talk about the mindset, being an entrepreneur, being the quote unquote chosen ones, and we're gonna get into our favorite subject, favorite segment. It's always, and like I told y'all, it's gonna be the first segment that we do. This is what we do here. We are investors. We want to be wealthy mentees. This is what we do here. So the very first segment we always gonna have for you going forward is what? The market. Everybody wants to make money in the market, but few people actually know what they're doing. Actually understand market sentiment, positioning, and why the stocks move the way they do. Now you're gonna get different sentiments from different people. There are different traders in this world. If you're gonna ask me what type of trader I am, if this is your first time viewing my show, my channel, my content, I'm a swing trader. For real, that's the honest truth. Could I day trade? Yeah. Have I day traded? Yeah. But that's not the type of trader I am. Just don't do that. But I love the market all the same. And I get the same thrills and chills and aha moments from it. So I'm gonna use some terms and then I'm gonna use the bodies. I ain't even gonna hold you. The market right now is sitting in a very sensitive environment, driven by the prospect of interest rates, when they're supposed to be cutting, consumer spending concerns, especially with the price of gas. Gas is the gas price specifically, not necessarily oil, but oil is the cause and the effect is rising gas prices from the regular everyday person. When the regular everyday people are questioning what's going on in the economy, that means it affected everyday pockets. But you also have institutional rotation. What that means to me when I hear institutional rotation is the AI concern in the workforce and what will the workforce really look like in 5 years. Every day that I walk through the workforce, I'm like, is that job still gonna be there? Is that job really still gonna be there? Like one of the side concerns is the data centers. I keep seeing videos of people like, man, yo, this in Utah. And this not the culture at the Utah Center. I'm just being honest with you. It ain't us in Utah city council meetings and that, and they mad. They upset. Um, and then I really am so not watching, I'm actually really seeing it. Um, and we're gonna talk about this upcoming play that I'm in, which is kind of versus to me seeing it, which is the retail spending, right? And how retailers, right, which are people who sell everyday people stuff, like the big stores, not even necessarily like mega grocery stores. So like, those name brand Gucci, AP is a conversation we're gonna talk about, like that whole sentiment, right? Um, but at the same time, market sentiment has become increasingly radioactive. Stocks are moving not only on earnings, this is true, but on expectations, right, of guidance. The microeconomic headlines, bro, which is irritating my soul, which is why I said day traders would love these last 2 to 3 months. Day traders love it. Any other type of trader that you run across, we don't really like it because while we can day trade, when we look at most of our moves, we like, bro, that don't make no sense. Why is it doing that? It should not be up today. There is no technical or fundamental reasoning for the spike. We know stocks can go up and down, but the way they go up in the percentage wise makes no sense. No sense. But I digress. I go on my little rants. It's how I love it. I love the market. I love this industry, and I go on my little rants. Um, but this market creates disciplined traders, right? Who learn that understand that your fundamentals matter more than your emotions. But let's get into it. Right? I did my rant. Let's get into it. I didn't mean to talk that long. I just really was talking, y'all. But the 5 stocks is impacting the market, right? For me, Nvidia, that coincides with the AI momentum. Tesla, which cattles with growth concerns plus innovation. Apple, which is institutional safety play. Apple's been going bonkers next to Google. I just got a notification from my Robinhood brokerage account. Google hit its all-time high 2 months ago. Google was at like 250, two some and some change. It's at $400 some dollars right now. And then the play that I'm actually still in, and I'm 2 ways about it, because I'll be putting some public on my pages, the Wealth Mentor page. But Home Depot, right, which is housing and consumer confidence like signals. And to me, and you would never think, like, how would Home Depot tell you about how everyday people feel it? What? That don't make no sense. Okay, let's break it down real quick. All right. So the 3 top global causes from public information, again, will still be interest rates, just like last episode, consumer spending, global energy and supply chain. So that is collected to Trump and the Iran war. The world is like, what you doing, what we doing, what they doing. Why y'all ain't got this together? It hasn't sunk in that the amount of money that we're spending, it's just on gas now, that this may be our reality for the next few months. And I'm not saying this like I have knowledge, I'm speculating, but it hasn't sunk in that, like, also that I'm paying maybe double what I was paying to fill up the same car I've had for 5 to 10 years, but almost double my overall grocery costs is a possibility if this maintains longer than suspected by Trump and the administration and so forth. Now, why am I at Home Depot? I made this public knowledge, and I actually did a post about it recently. You go check out my page, Marcel Griffin Speaks. This is a media arm of the Griffin Speaks business brand. Because when I talk, you should listen. But I digress. So, Home Depot, I am in currently. So I told people, hey, I put this short swing, and it was a short swing because it was a play off of timing more so. I was like, all right, I believe I caught Home Depot at the top of its ceiling rally, right? Retracement rally, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm put in. Honestly, I'm waiting on earnings. This is the truth. So I am two-toned. I'm going to go long, but if you're talking about right now, I'm waiting on the impact of earnings. Earnings have played out the same way for the last three companies that I scoped in. The E for Eaton, earnings played out the same way. You caught it in the morning, you made money. 500 plus, 1,000 plus, depending on how much you put in on your options. Now, for those who don't know, I trade options. I practice futures. We will be adding futures to the repertoire, probably taking our first official shot in the summer. But candlesticks to candlesticks to candlesticks. But for me, as far as like technical and fundamentals, technical, when I look at the chart, it's in a bearish trend. I don't know how long it's going to stay in a bearish trend. And the confirmation for at least going into June, maybe mid June, will be projected off of earnings. So that's why I'm 50-50 with earnings. The put that I'm in for earnings right now is based upon the previous reaction of stocks that missed earnings or wasn't even impacted in the direction from earnings at all, right? Now, if it reacts the same way, that's a plus for me on the long tip of I don't think we'll stay here forever. And this is for pretty much all stocks across the board. And you've seen some micro headlines, like I told y'all before, that they probably ain't going to stay there forever, right? It's the same sentiment. I don't think that Home Depot is going to stay below 300 forever. Um, the world will make an adjustment because people want to keep living. And people like the way the economy and the world was being copacetic. Not too. The reality is that most people, whether they're bosses or not, they don't really want to rock the boat. They stand their ground or whatever issue, worldly or in your hood, right? Most people who consider themselves bosses, they'll stand their ground. Wealthy people as well. The spectrum is pretty much the same. They don't really want to rock the boat. They want to make their money. They want to go enjoy their life. They want to keep pushing. So when you got everybody like, hey, yo, what we doing? Why is this, just dragging on for so long? Because now you messing with my money, his money, their money, right? But that's what that is. So, um, what you seen if you had been watching Home Depot, and then we're gonna transition, um, is on the hourly, 4 hour, day, daily, from at least the past 30 days or more, it's been on a downtrend. When you go to the weekly and see the daily, it's on a downtrend. That means it never regained above the previous day's high or 2 days high. Never recapped it. Always closed at a lower low and through that week. And by like the third day, especially third day closing, I pretty much had my confirmation. And the fact that I had to go all the way back on Home Depot, you have to go all the way back to the 5-year mark to see where Home Depot has ever been at this level before. We're not talking about incidents that happened that may have been, war related, like globally impacted related, none of that. Bro, you had to go back to almost pandemic. Yeah, 2023. You had to go back to 2023. Home Depot ain't been in those since 2023. Come on, man. And before this skirmish, they was talking about the real estate market and the housing market and new construction projects and container homes, like materials. So that just lets you know something. Now, Charts tell you the story before the headlines catch up. Straight like that. But one of the things that I don't think people talk about, again, is timing. So why are people obsessed about looking rich before becoming wealthy? Like, let me say this again. Why are people obsessed about looking rich before becoming wealthy? Everybody's chopping it up about these APs. AP this, AP that. The culture is in a frenzy. Half of it is like, hey, yo, I can finally go get this AP solidified. You can weather watch, but has your circumstances changed? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You can weather watch, but has your circumstances actually changed? I tell this to my mentees all the time. If your mindset hasn't changed, it don't matter. You're gonna be broke in about 3 to 5 years. If you have not constructed a wealthy mindset the way 8-figure people live today, you start that today, it will not matter, because if you don't have that, you will go broke and you will remain broke. I'm going to tell you adjustments that everyday people can make, because again, I'm an everyday person and I've made them. And from 2025 to now, timing, I'm on time. Utilize my tax money to further my business and improve the content and improve the services. Like, you see it, whatever high level that you reinvesting in thyself, mindset of a wealthy person. Same time, started the Roth officially. I've been had a long-term portfolio, but not a Roth IRA. I said, and I said this publicly, I was going to start a Roth today. I'm going to do that. What are the benefits of a Roth? One of them is there's tax benefits to it, right? So my goal with a few side ventures, not too many, because I don't want to go back into serial entrepreneurship. We're not doing that. But shout out to my boy who created 7 Streams. I gotta grab his docu series. But my goal, my midterm goal is to max out the Roth within 2 years. If I can accelerate that in a year, which I'm hoping, I could buy like 4 APs, 5 APs, 6 APs, 10 APs, the APs, $400 APs, and every other AP that they're talking about. I'm not a super watch guy, never really cared, never been real materialistic. If I can get it, I'm going to get it. If I get it, I got it. That's what it is. Now, the fact that people, in my opinion, a lot of hood, a lot of people who perceive themselves to floss like they millionaires, they tripping about a AP when half the time they was buying 50,000. Well, Sauce Walker said this recently. Bro, I spent 100,000, 50,000 on a watch. That ain't worth that. It's not worth nothing. And y'all mad? So, man, AP is supposed to be selected for the selected few. You should feel accomplished whether you got an AP on or not. Sharp. I'm just saying the truth. You should feel accomplished whether you have an AP on or not if you've been living the life that you want to live. Successfully on your terms. What we talking about? Here. How wealthy people thinking on it, bro. It could be a $400 shirt. But Mark Zuckerberg look like he just got it from Walmart. One of the richest men you know. What we talking about, bro? Now, there's a difference between having style with your wealth than like having all that extra. It's a difference. I know some brothers and sisters with some style, and they got some money. I'm just saying. And I keep saying AP, but let me be official. Audemars Piguet is the official term for the AP. They say AP for short. But it's a luxury watch, right? Symbolizing wealth, status, especially in the culture. Sports, like, oh man, I got an AP, just like Gucci's and all other name brand brands. But my thing is this: what do the luxury thing do for you? Might be a necessity for you. Maybe it make you feel confident. Maybe it make you feel that you got a status now. Some people, it can be a networking, create a networking perception. Men do look at the suit, how you tailor, the shoes is connected also to how you dress, your watch. That is one of the things that most general men look at. We check you out. So, okay, man, watch nice, suit nice, shoes nice. Suit can be his actual suit or just his outfit. And then if I happen to catch you outside, I say, oh, okay, the boy got a whip. There's signals to us to be like, all right, established. For me, I would say you established. Okay, cool. I may need to now. For me, that's not the end all be all to like why I tap in with you. But these type of things can be a conversation starter. Now, if your conversation matches the degree in which you've built your wealth, oh, we tapping in. Sometimes you could just be rich and still be, what's the word I'm looking for? Goofy. Yeah, you can be rich and be goofy for sure. Just all about yourself, man. I met some celebrities, bro. I ain't even know why they was in the space to be acting like that, bro. Like it was crazy. I was just like, do realize that we all back here in a established venue for people who paid high ticket prices, celebrity, like we paid not regular money to be here, but it. I'll never forget it, bro. And one day I might tell y'all who the celebrity was, bro. But he blew me. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you, man. He blew me, and I was just like, "Why you come? Why you come? Like what?" But yeah. So one of the questions I'm gonna pose to you: would you buy luxury watches before like owning investments? Really? No, I feel like I know the answer. But if you wealthy mentee, I'm gonna ask you this question and then you comment. You want to be wealthy and you choose to be wealthy like me, you're gonna be wealthy sibling. Would you buy a luxury watch before owning an investment? All right. So before we get about it here, I want to talk about something that's taking a lot of money out of y'all wallets because you're chasing riches without putting a level of discipline into what it is that you're doing. And you want to be the one. Like you want to be the one to say that you did it without following a group of people who are successful at it. And for me, especially how that affects the culture, I don't like it. That's how you end up broke. So when I'm talking about sports betting, you want to be the one to say, man, I got my 55-leg parlay and ain't nobody tell me nothing. Boom, I'm a millionaire. And it's no different from playing the lottery. And people be like, but bro, you trade. What are we talking? No, it is not the same. And for those who advertise themselves as professional sports bettors, they'll even tell you, nah, what they doing, that ain't what we doing. And the win to loss ratio, if you compare me professionally to them, they playing. They think they that good, but most of the time, you out hustling yourself. I'm just being honest, bro. I will gladly put up my win to loss ratio period. And I've had more losses than wins over a daily sports better. And I guarantee you, I've made more money positively. I've netted more money than a daily sports better. And if you put up how much they've spent over the course of time, I probably made the amount of money they spent in a year. I'm just being honest with you, bro. I'm just being honest with you, bro. It I don't knock it because I place, so I'll say this. I place bets in, on the block in the hood. Like I place bets in that manner, and I place bets on like FanDuel, right? This is very true. For the bit, like for the Super Bowl, this is no different for me when I go to the casino, right? I've done these things. Um, but when you talk about doing that for fun versus you think this is your lotto ticket. My mom's generation, they were scratch off crazy. Horses and any other forms of sports betting has always been around because it was a way for the way I historically look at it. It was the way for the low class or lower class man to have an opportunity with that dollar, literally a dollar, to reach the 8-figure high tower, Trump towers. Like it was a way for the low income man to have a shot where they never thought that they would accomplish anything. So I understand the lure of sports betting. You just see some people who will post, man, I put my last 30K. I don't know why you do that, but into this play and it worked. Oh, he did it. I could do it too. I don't like this sentiment. Now, sports betting has exploded into mainstream culture due to legalization, mobile apps, celebrity partnerships, and aggressive advertising. Aggressive advertising like crazy, bro. But honestly, and especially when it comes to the younger sentiment of male, especially younger males, they've said it from my generation to Gen Z. So young millennials and Gen Zers are definitely being impacted in the like, oh man, I can throw this because of all the hype. There's a lot of hype around it. There's more money going into sports betting now that they are making in their income, but they steady believe that they can make it back. There's some exceptions to this rule. There is. But what I'm going to tell you is I would rather you bet on yourself than bet on the Lakers. And they got swept. But I would rather you bet on yourself than bet on the Lakers. LeBron or not. And it's no offense to LeBron. They can ball. But I'm so serious when I say that. So serious. So with that, man, I appreciate y'all as always. This is Wealthy Sibling Podcast, episode 32. On the rotation, we keep going. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's Marcel Griffin. All social media is Marcel Griffin because it's your boy Marcel, the Wealthy Sibling, Wealth Mentor, and the host of the Wealthy Sibling Podcast, man. Appreciate y'all as always. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, and we go for sure.